Today's squat day. We're going to look at the squat, one of the basic and most complicated exercises known to mankind. That's a little dramatic, but it's awesome. What we're going to talk about today are the basics of sequence from setup to down to the bottom to back up. So the first part of the sequence is finding your feet. So if you direct your attention to my feet, you'll see that my arches are pretty well established. So I want to be able to fit a finger up to that first crease, and that's ideal. So finger to the first crease for a good solid foot. If you're flat-footed, you just got to be a bit more aware of the risks around your ankles and knees for squatting. So first, just find your feet. That also means foot width and foot positioning. I need a wider squat with my feet slightly out to be able to get low without losing the next pieces. So 1, find your feet. 2, pick your squat. Back squat, typical. We have a high bar and a low bar position. So if we look from the side here, your high bar position is resting on top of your traps. The low bar position is just around the top of your shoulder blades. So you got to find your position for a squat. You could also work on an overhead squat, a front squat, and a variety of positions for your front squat, a Zercher squat. No matter what the case is, there's a simple rule that follows. Keep your spine in line, keep your shoulders back, and keep your balance centered. Simple cues, simple idea. Execution gets trickier as the weight goes up or as you get fatigued. So working on the most common, the back squat, I like a low bar position. I like my feet a little wider. I make sure I have my arches in place, and we're going to work our way from this set position down. So my sequence here, bars on my back, I'm going to get a little pull on it, so I'm trying to bend the bar over my back slightly. So my lats are engaged. I'm going to inhale, exhale, and create some stiffness. I'm not sucking in, I'm not pushing out, I'm creating some stiffness. There's a bit of push out. So from here, I've got my pull, breath on nice and stable. The bar is behind me on a back squat, so I have to hinge slightly to bring it over the center of my gravity. So my center of gravity over my base of support. If I were just to go down here, I'm not going to go very far. If I go through a deadlifting motion with that bar, the bar is clearly not over my center of gravity. So the squat is about finding that bar, hinging slightly, and a back squat to get over my center, and I'm going to bend my knees, hips, and ankles at around the same rate, as low as I can comfortably before I lose my spine or lose my knees. So looking that forward, we're going to take a look at those positions again. So my sequence is a little squeeze on the bar, little exhale, pull my ribs down, stiffen my abdominals. As I come forward, hinge, get the bar over my center. I'm going to squat down, keeping my chest pretty up until I lose my knees perhaps, or I lose my line. So your cues now are as follows. 1, find the bar. 2, find your core. 3, find your center. 4, find your line. So you gotta maybe find your foot position a little differently so I can come down, keeping the bar path nice and smooth, not letting my knees or my feet collapse, or letting my spine change position, or my shoulders change position. Complicated exercise. Made like simple once I get going, I'll have to think about it, pretty easy, or I could be doing the same thing for a very different result. So good squat, bad squat. Once again, good squat, better squat, bad squat. Oh, that hurt a little bit. There you go.